1.
We welcome you back to Hyde Stadium as we get set for Game 3 in the best-of-3 series. This is the final game of the series. The winner will go to the state tournament in Watertown next week, Tuesday. As Post State is set to take the field here shortly, the umpires will make their way down. Lineups will be exchanged, and we'll get underway with our third and final game. But we can't go through the starting lineup for you for both teams, as we will start with Huron Post 7, as the 8s are back to be the home team. We'll have to get that changed on our scoreboard on YouTube here in just a moment. But Trace Wentz will lead things off. He's the center fielder. Logan Leyendecker is the left fielder, batting second. Bubba Peterson will bat to third. He is the catcher. Andy Porish, the second baseman, is batting in the cleanup spot. Lane Winslow, the first baseman, will bat fifth. Brady Feenstra is the DH, batting sixth. Tommy Martin is the third baseman, batting eighth. Gabe Wallner is the shortstop, Martin is batting seventh. Gabe Wallner is batting eighth as the shortstop. And Oakley Anderson, the right fielder, will round out the order. Jack Peterson is on the mound for Post 7 in this winner-take-all game. Post 8 will have J.J. Buckles on the mound, and it will be Carter Shufflebein, the second baseman, to lead things off. Sonnenschein, the right fielder, will bat second. Dawson Getz, the shortstop, will bat third. Cooper Twilliger, the first baseman, batting cleanup. Ridge Lineback, the left fielder, will bat fifth. Charlie Simpson is catching again in game number 2 today, as he is batting sixth. Grayson Hunsley will bat seventh. He's the third baseman. Porter Hunsley will bat eighth, the center fielder. And Trevor Rouse is the DH to round out the 9 in the batting order for Post 8. We'll take one break here. Come back in 2 minutes. We've got first pitch between Pierre and Huron in our winner-take-all game. Back in 2 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Summer is here, and Beck Motor Company is stepping up to the plate. As a proud supporter of Legion Baseball, we're hitting it out of the park with unbeatable deals on the Chevy and Cadillac vehicle. Whether you're looking for a Chevy Silverado or the luxury of a Cadillac Escalade, Beck Motor Company has the perfect ride for you. So swing by today. Take your game and your drive to the next level. Beck Motor Company, your local Chevy and Cadillac dealer. Proud to support our youth and ready to put you behind the wheel of your dream vehicle. www.beck-motors.com. 605-224-5912.
Walking together in faith. Living together in faith. Working together in faith, that's who we are.
Hi, this is Pastor Sam Hanschke. I hope that our athletes have an excellent and successful season. I pray that God would continue to richly bless them. I invite you to join me in praying for our athletes during the year.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
We welcome you back. It is the final game of the best-of-3 series, winner-take-all game, as it is J.J. Buckles on the mound to get us rolling here in the top of the first. John Winkler with you on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. A lot of people in the shade here at Hyde Stadium. Don't blame them, but we are looking for a fun finish to this best-of-3 series, as it is Trace Wentz that will come to the mound. 85 degrees here at first pitch. It feels like, what's the feel like, 90 degrees here in Pierre. J.J. Buckles is on the mound to get us rolling. The senior that has been a part of a state championship team. First pitch swinging and fouling away by Trace Wentz as we're underway at 3:40 this afternoon. And so we are into our final game at Hyde Stadium. No matter the win or loss, Post State will not play again here at Hyde Stadium. Here's a swing and a fly ball to center field. Right to Porter Hunsley patrolling out in center. And the leadoff man is retired to get us started here in the top of the first inning. And it'll bring up Logan Leyendecker, the left fielder. Last game for Leyendecker, he went 1 for 3. He singled in the top of the bottom of the 7th inning because Huron was the home team as the first pitch will miss upstairs for ball 1. A final in game 1 between the number 6 seed Sioux Falls East, the 11 seed Rapid City Post 320. It is a fly ball here behind the second base bag, out in the outfield, and Carter Schuffelbein will call for it. And there's 2 quickly down here in the top of the first. And it brings up Bubba Peterson. Post 320 wins game 1 8-7 over the number 6 seed Sioux Falls East. So they will try and go for the sweep here in game number 2 today, and they will play game 3 if necessary, probably somewhere tomorrow afternoon, to get Post 320 back to Rapid City. Most of these other teams are within driving distance. You're not so worried about when game 3 would be played. But Post 320 be looking for an upset, which would be the 11 seed over the 6 seed, as the 0-1 pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to Bubba Peterson. If that were the case, the winner of this matchup will actually jump up a seed, because even if Huron wins, they'll be higher than the 11 seed Post 320 and would move up a spot. That one is over for a strike. That counts 1-2. Same would be for Post 8. If Post 320 wins, they will jump up to the number 6 seed and then would be playing Watertown in that first game of the state tournament. Presumably, Post 22 still has to beat Spearfish. 1-2 pitch from J.J. Buckles to Bubba Peterson. That is upstairs, and the count's now 2-2. Harrisburg has a 6-1 lead over Brookings in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Harrisburg is trying to finish out that series. Spearfish, make that Post 22, is beating Spearfish 5-2 in the top of the 6th. 2-2 pitch, that'll be missing low and away, and the count's now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brandon Valley and Aberdeen should be underway here shortly, if not already underway. And they are underway. It's a 1-0 lead for Brandon Valley as they try and sweep Aberdeen. They're up 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd of that second game of the series. Renner and Sioux Falls West potentially could be the only series going and the only series that is actively happening, as J.J. Buckles will get strike 3 called on Bubba Peterson. That will end the top of the first inning. A 1-2-3 inning for J.J. Buckles in the top of the first. We're underway here in game 3, best of 3 series. Winner take all, Post 8 and Huron scoreless, as the 8s will come to the plate in the bottom of the first. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wagner Auto in Pierre has been hitting home runs for over 100 years, delivering quality vehicles and top-notch service to our community. Whether you need a rugged truck, a dependable SUV, or a fuel-efficient car, we've got the perfect lineup to keep you on the road. Proud sponsor of this season's baseball action, we're here to help you drive home a great deal. Stop by today or visit WagnerAuto.com. Wagner Auto, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
It is the bottom of the first. No score on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard, as the 8s, their batting lineup will look like this. Carter Schuffelbein will lead things off, followed by Sutton Sun and Shine, then Dawson Getz, Cooper Twilliger, Ridge Lineback, and Charlie Simpson. Grayson Hunsley, Porter Hunsley, and Trevor Rounds will be the 9 in the batting order for this Post 8 squad, as Schuffelbein will get us started here in our second and final game of the day, third game overall. He had 2 infield hits in game number 1. He's got 3 hits so far in this series. Our next closest game to being done is the top of the 6th of Post 22 and Spearfish, a 5-2 win. That first pitch will miss low for ball 1. Jack Peterson is on the mound for Huron. The lefty will deliver the 1-0 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-0. Peterson has the tied for the most starts coming into the playoffs with Huron, and 10 appearances overall. He had 8 starts. This will be grounded foul, and the count's 2-1. Peterson gave up 50 hits in 34 2/3 innings, 42 runs, but 32 of them are earned. 22 walks, 30 strikeouts, a ERA at 6.46, a whip at 2.08, and a batting average against at 331, as it counts now 3-1 to Carter Schuffelbein. Schuffelbein looking to be a leadoff base runner. 3-1 pitch. That one is skied out towards center field. Long run coming in for Trace Wentz, and he will make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired to kick off the bottom of the first inning. That brings up the number 2 man, Sutton Sunshine. Most of this lineup has looked the same for both these teams. There's been limited movement only when you've had different guys pitching, but overall, everybody's kind of been in the near same spots. Sutton Sunshine will swing at the first pitch and foul that one back for strike 1. Because you go around the horn defensively, it'll look mostly like it is from game 1 with Logan Leyendecker in left, Trace Wentz in center, and Oakley Anderson in right, as that one's fouled back, and the count's now 0-2. Tommy Martin is at third. Waldner is at short. Andy Porsche at second. Lane Wenzel at first. Bubba Peterson behind the plates, and Jack Peterson is on the mound. That 0-2 pitch is fouled back by Sunshine, and they will do it again at 0-2. Same can be said for Post State's. And outside of Leinbach going to left and Rounds in the DH, the lineup is just about the same, as there's a swing and a miss and a strikeout of Sutton Sunshine. There's now 2 down here in the bottom of the first. The Hunsleys flip the batting order in the 7th and 8th spot. It was Grayson Hunsley in the 8th spot in game 1 and 2 of this series, and Porter Hunsley was batting 7th. They've just flip-flopped. So the last name stays the same in that spot. The Hunsley last name stays the same, but Porter and Grayson move different positions in the batting order. First pitch is missed outside for ball 1 to Dawson Getz. Getz picked up 2 RBIs in game number 1. Here's a ground ball up the middle. He's got the first hit of the ball game for Post State in game 3. A 2-out single extends the inning, and it will bring up Cooper Twilliger, the DH. Spearfish is, make that post 22 is 6 outs away from eliminating Spearfish. Spearfish has 6 outs to work with. This is a 5-2 lead for post 22 in the bottom of the 6th in Rapid City. Here's the first pitch to Twilliger. That'll be over for strike 1. Twilliger had 2 RBIs with 3 hits, including a triple in that first game. That will be popped foul. That'll get out of play, and the count's 0-2. And so now Jack Peterson, after a 2-out single, is trying to get a scoreless bottom of the first. And the 0-2 pitch is flown out towards right field. That is going to sink in and drop in for a base hit. Getz will around second. He will get to third. First and third now with 2 outs. On a bloop single for Cooper Twilliger, his 4th hit of the day and 5th of the playoffs already. And it will bring up Rich Leinbach, who was excellent on the mound, throwing 6 innings. He threw 5 shutout innings before the 2 runs scored in the, actually threw 6 shutout innings before runs scored in the bottom of the 7th. Gave up 3 hits, had 8 walks, but 11 strikeouts and 101 pitches. He's got an RBI opportunity here in the bottom of the first. This will be popped up behind home plate. This will get foul out of play. And the count's 0-1 here to Rich Leinbach. The left fielder will dig in. He picked up an RBI in game number 2. He had an RBI single in the 6th inning. This will be out to right field, right center field, but Trace Wentz will track it down, and that will end the bottom of the 1st. So back-to-back 2-out hits don't come to pass for Post State. No runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 2nd. No score between Pierre and Huron. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
We welcome you back. It is the top of the 2nd. No score. The American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. A little bit of a look in the bottom right corner of your YouTube screen, however you're looking at it. Post 22 has got a 5-2 lead over Spearfish right now in the bottom of the 6th inning. It is Spearfish, the home team. They're up to the plate right now. They've got 4 outs to work with. Otherwise, they will be eliminated, and it will send Post 22 to the state tournament. As it will be 4, 5, and 6, Andy Porish, Lane Wenzel, and Brady Feenstra to lead things off here in the top of the 2nd. And again, that video is courtesy of the Spearfish Game Changer. Porish, number 4 man in the batting order. First pitch to him will be grounded over to the right side. Twilliger will stay on that one. 1 pitch, 1 out to get us going here in the top of the 2nd. 4 straight retired to open the ball game for J.J. Buckles. Now here's Lane Wenzel. He went 0 for 1. He came into the game to pitch. He threw an inning and a third, throwing 42 pitches. So he is still available to pitch in this game. I think he has to throw under 45 to stay available to pitch in the same day. You have to stay under 30 to not have a day's rest, but you can throw under 45 to come back and pitch in the same day. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Wenzel. This will be popped foul out of play, and the count goes now 1-1. But he went 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout in that game earlier today. He went 0 for 4 yesterday, so he's 0 for 5 in total in the playoffs. This will be popped up on the right side. Twilliger giving chase, but that is fouled out of play, and the count goes now 1-2. It'll be followed by Brady Feenstra and then Tommy Martin. Feenstra, who did not play in Game 2. He's the DH here in this Game 3. So only 1 guy is on the bench for Huron. There's a swing and a miss, and a strikeout for Buckholz, his 2nd of the ball game. 2 down quickly here at the top of the 2nd, and it brings up now the DH, Brady Feenstra. Feenstra, this is his first chance to swing the bats. He was not in the batting order in game number 1. So he comes in hitting .204. He does have 2 doubles and 2 runs driven in. First pitch is over for strike 1. He did his job in game 1 by throwing a complete game with an 8-6 win. He threw all 7 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, 3 of them earned, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts on 90 pitches. The count's 1-1 now to Feenstra. But he is hitting in place of Jack Peterson, the pitcher. 1-1 pitch. That's over for a strike, and the count's 1-2. Buckholz is looking for back-to-back clean innings. His last outing, he really settled into a fantastic outing, giving up only 2 earned runs, and that was the first 2 runs of the ball game when he walked the first 4 guys to score 1 run, and then a sac fly scored the next run. 5 hitters in, he had 4 walks and a sac fly given up, and they didn't allow an earned run the rest of the day. That one just misses outside. That's a 3-2 count. That's an excellent take by Feenstra because it was called a ball, but I'm not so sure that missed too much of the plate. That was a really, really good pitch on a 2-2 count. Here's a payoff pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and J.J. Buckles is fired up after another strikeout. 3 strikeouts through 2 innings, 6 up and 6 down for Buckles through 2. We head to the bottom of the second. It is a 0-0 tie between Pierre and Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
Bottom of the second, it is a 0-0 tie. The American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffle behind scoreboard. It is Charlie Simpson, Grayson Hunsley, Porter Hunsley. 6, 7, and 8 to start this bottom of the second. Post State with 2 hits in that first inning, but they were left stranded at the corners in that bottom of the first. Here's the first pitch to Simpson to start the bottom of the second, missing inside for ball 1. Simpson drove in 3 runs of the 9 in game 1 today. And you gotta bear with me on how this has gone. Here's a fly ball to left field. Backing up is Leyendecker. He'll easily put that away for the first out here in the bottom of the second. I say game 1 today, but it's game 2 of the series. And so you have to bear with me when I say game 1 or game 2. I'm trying to I try to make sure that you understand whether it's game 1 of the day today or game 1 of the series. But it might get a little confusing with the fact that this is game 3 of the series, but game 2 today. That pitch will miss inside for ball 1 to Grayson Hunsley. He went 2 for 4 in the first game today, in game 2 of the series. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Should just say last game. That one will miss, and the count's now 2-0. They're going to the bottom of the 7th between post 22 and Spearfish, and a 5-2 lead for the Hard Hats. They're 3 outs away from advancing to the state tournament. Popping this one out and into left field, but the shortstop and Waldner will track it down. Hunsley didn't get all of it, but he almost dropped it in for a base hit. Catch is made out by the shortstop Waldner, and there's now 2 down. And it's Porter Hunsley to the plate. Last game, Porter Hunsley went 0 for 3 with a walk. Ground outs to the pitcher twice, and then he ground out to the third baseman. First pitch is over for strike 1. 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the second. The lefty Jack Peterson has worked around 2 different hits. He's now got 2 strikes and 2 outs with nobody on in the bottom of the second. Here's the 0-2. There's a hard ground ball over to the third baseman. Tommy Martin will gobble that one up, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Peterson in the second. We head to the third. No score between Pierre and Huron. Back in a minute. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Step up to the plate with Kathy Sunshine Properties in Pierre, your go-to for buying, selling, and finding your perfect home. Whether you're looking for a cozy cottage or a spacious family home, Kathy Sunshine Properties has you covered. We're committed to helping you make your next big move, on the field or in your life. Ready to find your dream home? Call Kathy Sunshine Properties at 605-224-5588. Your home run in real estate.
AGE Corporation has been building South Dakota for over 60 years. For all your site work, construction, and crane needs, AGE is there for you. If you need a boat dock and dock lighting, AGE has what you need. Visit their website, agecorp.com, or give them a call at 223-2732. AGE Corporation, providing high-quality services without sacrificing safety. Visit agecorp.com or call 223-2732.
We welcome you back. It is the top of the fourth. No score. At the top of the third. No score on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. They are in the bottom of the seventh, as you see if you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports in the bottom right corner. Post 22 and Spearfish in the bottom of the seventh. And Spearfish is going to try and make a 3-run comeback, although there is now one down, as the first pitch will come upstairs for ball one to get us underway. 7, 8, 9, Tommy Martin, Gabe Wallner, and Oakley Anderson here for post 7. 1-0 pitch. This will be skied up in the air, left side. Dawson Getz will call for it. He continues to call for it, and will make the catch in front of the left fielder, Ridge Lineback, and the leadoff man is retired to kick off the top of the third. And it will bring up Gabe Wallner. Wallner last game, as he was the shortstop once again, although he moved things and moved over to second when Bubba Peterson went to short. He went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out, as he'll take the first pitch at the letters for strike one. A little bit of hesitation on the strike call, but nonetheless, it is a 0-1 count. Oakley Anderson, the right fielder, is on deck, the number 9 man in the batting order. That one will miss just outside and evens the count of the ball and a strike. You are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station, as we're past 4 o'clock on this Thursday afternoon. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to Grayson Hunsley over at third. He scoops that one up. The throw to first is going to be in time. And there's now 2 down. And it's now the number 9 man, Oakley Anderson. Pierre won the first game today, this past game, 9-3, after Huron won yesterday 8-6 to force a game 3 for Post States. And they're trying to win this at home in game 3 to advance to the state tournament for the first time since 2022. That first pitch is outside for ball 1 to Oakley Anderson, the right fielder. He had the biggest hit for Huron Post 7 in this series, a 3-run double in the top of the 6th. As this one misses inside, and the count's 2-0. That puts Huron up ahead 7-6. They end up winning 8-6 in the ball game on that 6-run, 6th inning. 2-0 pitch. That one's upstairs, and the count's now 3-0. But since that double, that 3-run double, he went 2 for 3 in game 1. He walked twice and was hit by a pitch in game number 2 of this series, and he takes a 4-pitch walk. And the first man to reach base for Huron, as the number 9 man in the batting order reaches base once again, and it brings up Trace Wentz. He has seen, I think, 2 strikes today, maybe just 1. He went 4-pitch walk, 4-pitch walk. He took a strike and was hit by a pitch, and then another 4-pitch walk. That one will miss outside for ball 1. J.J. Buckles, who has thrown 38 2/3 innings coming in. All of his appearances have been starts for Post State. He's not made any relief appearances. As there's a fly ball down the left field line. It is hooking, and it will be foul. It hit off the base of the wall. And it's just a loud first strike to the leadoff man in the batting order, Trace Wentz. In his 7 starts, Buckles is 3-3 on the season, 31 hits, 22 runs, 14 of those 22 have been earned, 20 walks, 23 strikeouts, a 2.53 ERA, a 1.32 whip, and a batting average against at .215. Only 163 batting average against with runners in scoring position. 1-1 pitch. That one just misses outside, and the count's now 2-1. Spearfish down to their final outs. Post 22 with 2 outs and a runner on at first. And that will end the ball game on a ground out to third, and Post 22 is back to the state tournament. Here's a line shot into center field that will get down in front of Porter Hunsley, and just a 2-out single and make it first and second and put a runner in scoring position. here with 2 outs in the top of the third. 5-2 for Post 22 to win the series over Spearfish. First pitch is over for strike one to Logan Leyendecker, who popped out into shallow center, the second baseman, Carter Schuffelbein. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one will drop in for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one is upstairs, and the count's now 1-2. So the top 3 seeds are now set. Rapid City Post 22 is the top seed. Yankton is the number 2 seed, and Watertown is the number 3 seed. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Buckles will get strikeout number 4. And that will retire the side here at the top of the third. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. To the bottom of the third we go. No score between Pierre and Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR. And you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Are you a farmer in the Highmore area? Do you need a trusted partner for your grain and agronomy needs? Look no further than AgTegra. AgTegra is built on a legacy of farmer-owned cooperatives, providing superior service and relentless innovation for generations. We're committed to your success and the safety of our employees and members. For your grain needs, call Chance Scott at 605-846-1099. And for all your agronomy needs, reach out to Cole Hamlin at 605-871-9572. AgTegra, growing together for generations.
It is the bottom of the third in a scoreless tie on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. Trevor Rounds will be the man to lead things off. If I believe we might have ourselves another final score, I believe Harrisburg has beaten Brookings 6-1 to also advance in the state tournament. That'll miss low for ball 1 to Trevor Rounds. 9-1-2 here for the Eights. It is a 6-1 win for Harrisburg, so that is our 4th team to clinch a spot. So half the field is in, with Harrisburg sweeping Brookings. After winning 7-2 in game 1, it's now a 6-1 win. That one will miss inside, and the count's now 2-1. So the 8th seed wins at home. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count's 3-1 to the leadoff man here in the bottom of the third, trying to get back to the top of the order. That pitch will be outside. The 3-1 pitch is taken for ball 4. And a leadoff walk to Trevor Rounds. First time a leadoff man has been on base for anybody in this ball game. And it's to the top of the order for Carter Schuffelbein. They have started game 2 between Sioux Falls East and Post 320. Post 320 can sweep Sioux Falls East. Here's the first pitch. Schuffelbein will drop the pitch down. That will roll foul. Almost picked up too quickly by Tommy Martin. But it does drop foul for strike 1. Although someone does not believe that that was a foul ball. But it is strike 1 to Carter Schuffelbein. Brandon Valley's got a 2-0 lead over Aberdeen in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is outside, and the count's 1-1. Aberdeen is the home team in game number 2. of that series. Brandon Valley, the 4 seed, trying to sweep Aberdeen. Then you'd have the first half of the field set, 1 through 4. 1-1 pitch. There's a line shot. That one's a one-hopper to second for 1. To first, not in time. Schuffelbein beats it out. It is a fielder's choice. Backhanded pick by Wallner at short. Almost was caught, but now it will be Schuffelbein at first with 1 out instead of Rounds at first with 1 out. 6-4 on the fielder's choice. Sun and Shine at the plate. He's 0 for 1 today, or in this game, with a strikeout. Earlier today, he went 1 for 3 with 2 walks. The first pitch will miss for ball 1. We are in the bottom of the third in game 3 of our best of 3 series. Winner will go to the state tournament next Tuesday. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll be at the knees for a strike, and it counts 1-1. Right now, with Sioux Falls East trailing in the series 1-0 to post 320, Pierre could move up to the number 6 spot. At worst, they will be the number 7 team and would open up against Yankton. Here's a fly ball to right field. It is Oakley Anderson patrolling out there. He will make the catch after he came in and backed up then a couple steps. There's now 2 down. And it will bring up Dawson Getz, the shortstop, who is 1 for 1 so far. Renner and Sioux Falls West have yet to start game 1, resume game 1 from yesterday. Sioux Falls West does have the lead whenever they get that game started again, right around 5 o'clock, so they probably will get going before we get done. This will be popped up. It will get out of play. And the count's 0-1. If if Sioux Falls East comes back and wins, Pierre will play at 1 o'clock next Tuesday against Yankton. As this will be lined out towards right center field. That will be diving and missing, and that's going to roll for a little bit. That's going to score Schuffelbein. The center fielder dove for it, missed it, and went. It turns into an RBI double for Dawson Getz in the 8th strike first here in the bottom of the third. Another RBI for Dawson Getz here today, is 3rd of the 2 games. And 3rd overall the postseason. And the 8s are on the board with a 2-out RBI double for Getz. And it's now Cooper Twilliger, who is already 1 for 1, and a base hit can make this a 2-0 lead for post 8s. Here's the first pitch. There's a line shot to center, but right to Wentz. He'll back up a couple of steps and make the catch and retire the side here in the bottom of the third. But a run does score on just 1 hit in the inning. There are no errors and a man left on base. Dawson Getz gets the 8th the lead. 1-0 after 3. We head to the 4th. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hello, I'm Pastor Jeff Lathrop of Pierre First United Methodist Church, and I'd like to invite you to join us in person for worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. You can also join us on Facebook Live or on KCCR 1240 a.m. or 98.9 FM for our Sunday morning broadcast at 11 a.m. Come worship with us at First United Methodist Church, where you will find open hearts, open minds, and open doors.
When you're in town for the big game, why not stay where the view is just as great as the action? American in Fort Pierce sits right on the river, offering beautiful scenery, relaxing comfort, and easy access to the ballpark. After a day at the Diamond, there's nothing better than unwinding by the water, and the American always hits it out of the park. Stay by the river. Stay in comfort. Call 605-223-2358 to book your room today. American, where the river meets relaxation.
It is the top of the 4th, and it is a 1-0 lead for post 8s over Huron. Post 7 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. as it will be 3, 4, and 5. 4 post of 7. Bubba Peterson, Andy Porish, and Lane Wenzel lead things off here in this top of the 4th inning. First pitch will miss inside for ball 1. The RBI 2-out double by Dawson Getz. One of just 3 hits so far for the Eights, as Getz has 2 of those 3 hits as it counts 2-0. The number 3 man, Bubba Peterson, in the batting order, leading off here in the top of the 4th, as that one's over for a strike and that counts 2-1. J.J. Buckles, just 1 hit allowed through 3 innings. That one will be upstairs, and it counts 3-1. Peterson, Porish, and Wenzel, 3, 4, and 5, as Huron is trying to tie this ball game up. That one will miss for ball 4. A little bit of some groans from the home faithful here at Hyatt Stadium. And the second walk issued by Buckholz in this ball game. Leadoff man is on base to kick off the top of the 4th inning. First time the leadoff man has been on for Huron here in game 3 of our best of 3 series. Andy Porish will come to the plate. This is the cleanup man. Well, we'll see if there's a bunt on, as Coach Babel had yelled out some numbers. See what they're going to try and do. Or are they going to try and see if Peterson can steal? Nobody stealing or trying to bunt, as the first pitch is taken for strike 1 to Andy Porish. He's 0 for 1. He ground out to the first baseman to Williger in his first trip to the plate. He's got 2 hits today, though. Earlier today, he went 2 for 3 with a walk and had an RBI. Here's the 0-1 from Buckholz. Instead, he'll pick off, and he got him out at first. They pick him off. J.J. Buckholz, the runner was leading to second, and they throw him out at first. And there is 1 down and nobody on. How about that for a pickoff attempt? Doesn't happen very often to pick someone off at first base. And a heck of a throw from Buckholz, right on the money for Twilliger to catch and put the tag all in one motion. 0-1 pitch, and then Buckholz a little bit too juiced up after that. He throws it over the top of everybody, and he's got a little bit of smile on his face as well. Counts 1-1. That's just a bit high. 1-1 from Buckholz to Porish. That'll be high and outside. The count's now 2-1. So now nobody on base with 1 out here at the top of the 4th. 2-1 pitch from Buckholz. Fouled back, and the count's now 2-2. That pickoff play, Buckholz throws that wide of the bag at first, and Twilliger has to reach up to make the catch, reach to his left, reach to his right, whatever it is, but he was right on the bag, and the throw was right there for him to catch and slap the tag on quickly, pretty much all in one motion to get that pickoff. And Porish will sky this out towards right center field. Porter Hunsley will get on his horse, but he'll slow up to make the catch and retire Porish for the second out. And it's now Lane Wenzel to the plate. Wenzel struck out swinging. One of 4 strikeout victims so far for J.J. Buckholz. And Buckholz is trying to get through his 4th inning of work. First pitch will miss for ball 1. Buckholz was very efficient in the first, especially the first inning, and had 6 up and 6 down before it was a 2-out walk and a base hit for the first base runners to get on base for Huron. And that was pitch number 49, so this will be pitch number 50 for Buckholz. Swing and a miss by Wenzel, and the count's now 2-1. Jack Peterson has thrown 38 through 3 innings. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one will drop in for a strike, and it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Buckles a strike away from getting out of this 4th inning and getting to the halfway points with a bunch of zeros on the scoreboard. 2-2. That'll miss slowing away, and the count's 3-2. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts for Buckles. Just 1 hit allowed. And has only faced 2 over the minimum so far. 3-2. Check to swing. The tag is applied. Now they will appeal, and they say he didn't go. And there's a 2-out walk to Lane Wenzel. And while it doesn't factor into anything because it ends up being a walk as Brady Feaster will come to the plate, but very high IQ play from Charlie Simpson that goes unnoticed. He tags Wenzel out and then asks for the appeal as the first pitch will miss for ball 1, because if he appeals first and Wenzel's halfway down the line when they say he's out, he's got to throw the ball to first. But instead he tagged him, then asked for the appeal, because if he does swing, he's already out on a drop third strike as it counts 2-0. It's a subtle, very subtle thing that is overlooked, but that's a high IQ play from Simpson behind the plate. 2-0 pitch. This will be popped up on the infield. Right side, Cooper Twilliger will call for it. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. Here in the top of the 4th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. After 3.5, it is a 1-0 lead for Pierre over Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Step up to the plate with Overhead Door Company of Pierre. Like your favorite team, we deliver reliability, strength, and top-notch performance. For over 100 years, Overhead Door has been the most respected name in the industry. From commercial or residential repairs to full upgrades, our team of technicians stand ready to provide winning results. Don't let a faulty garage door strike you out. Look for the signature red ribbon and call the industry MVP at 605-224-6200. Bring your garage door game to the big leagues.
Is your roof ready for the next South Dakota storm? Don't wait till it's too late. For over 25 years, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction has been serving Central South Dakota with quality roofing and construction. He has now added gutters. We offer dependable service, guaranteed workmanship, and no unnecessary flash or fuss. Just reliable protection for your home. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction. Experience you can trust. Call today, 605-280-8133. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, serving Central South Dakota for over 25 years.
Remains a 1-0 lead for Post 8 over Post 7 Huron as we welcome you back at Hyatt Stadium on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Drew McIntyre's back at the station. John McClure with you. The Eights are trying to get to the state tournament for the first time since 2022. Last time Huron was in the state tournament was when they hosted in 2014. Blake Dean, KCCR Research Department, he was able to find that out and confirm that was the last time that Huron was in the state tournament was 2014. That was when they hosted it. So it's been even longer than that when Huron won their way to get into the state tournament. No score between Sioux Falls East and Post 320 as they're just underway in that second game. So 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th for Brandon Valley over Aberdeen. As Ridge Leinbach digs in and takes ball 1 to start the bottom of the 4th. And again, right around 5 o'clock will be Sioux Falls West and Renner resuming their game, where West is leading 3-1 in that first game. They'll play game 2 then later on tonight, and if necessary, the game 3 will be Friday. That one will miss inside to the chagrin of the catcher and Bubba Peterson, who thought that should have been a strike. And the count's now 2-0. Leinbach is 0 for 1. He flew out to center, pretty much lined out to center, and it's a 3-0 count now to Jack Peterson. From Jack Peterson to Ridge Leinbach. 41 pitches so far now for Peterson. And the 3-0 pitch, Leinbach was taking all the way and was almost walking to first base before that pitch came through the plate. 4-pitch walk to Leinbach, and now it's Charlie Simpson. Simpson 0 for 1. He flew out to the left fielder to lead off the bottom of the second. The Eights are trying to extend this 1-0 lead. Here's the first pitch to Simpson. After 4 straight misses, he'll take the first pitch, and that one also misses outside. So 5 straight to open up the bottom of the 4th inning, and I would think that maybe Simpson's going to take until he finds a strike. Here's the 1-0 from Peterson. That's over for a strike, and there's the first strike of the inning for Jack Peterson. In post 22, Yankton and Watertown are the top 3 seeds in the state tournament next week, Tuesday. Harrisburg is also in after sweeping Brookings, but they're the 8th seed, so everybody else has to finish before they would know what seed they are. As that one's over for a strike, and the count's 1-2 to Simpson. Because if scores hold up from where they are, they could move up 2 spots if Post 320 ends up winning that series, and the same for West, leading game 1 if they end up winning. They could move up potentially 3 or 4 spots before it's all done. There's a wild pitch that will get to the backstop. Reg Leinbach will make his way to second, and he is in scoring position here with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. And a 2-2 count to Simpson, who is looking to try and pick up his 4th RBI of the day. He's got 4 RBIs already in this series. Great start to the playoffs for Charlie Simpson at the plate. Here's a ground ball on the left side. Tommy Martin will field at third. He'll look Leinbach back to first. The throw to first will be in time. Then the throw back to third. Leinbach was able to take to third. Simpson is out at first, but Leinbach will make it to third base. And there's 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th, just 90 feet away from trying to make this a 2-0 lead. A little bit of a late throw from Lane Wenzel. He was a little bit late trying to throw the ball over to third. Leinbach was there standing up. And it turned into more of a dangerous throw from Wenzel because Martin had to go around Leinbach to make the play, as Grayson Hunsley will swing and miss for strike 1. He's 0 for 1. Popped out to the shortstop. In his first at-bat, swings and fouls that one away, and the count's now 0-2. And again, a guy that's only struck out 3 times all summer. Puts the ball in play. The infield is drawn in, so it's got to get through the infield. But if he can do so, he could drive in Leinbach to make it a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the 0-2 from Peterson. And Hunsley will shoot this to left field. It'll bounce in for a base hit. Leinbach will come in to score an RBI single for Grayson Hunsley. And the Eights have a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning with 1 out. Very deep left field for Leyendecker. Drops well in front of him. And Grayson Hunsley picks up the RBI. That is his 4th hit of the playoffs and his 2nd RBI of this series. And Porter Hunsley now to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the third baseman. Back in the bottom of the 2nd when Peterson went 1-2-3 in the inning. As the first pitch will miss upstairs for ball 1. A run in the 3rd and now a run in the 4th here for Post 8. 1-0 pitch. That'll be upstairs, and the count's 2-0. Grayson Hunsley leads away from first. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That'll bounce in, and now it's a 3-0 count. And not that you're any kind of concern for Jack Peterson, but you would think that if things start to unravel a little bit for him, and maybe the leash is a little bit shorter than in a regular summer baseball game, that Tommy Martin is probably the guy that they're going to go to. It'll be a 4-pitch walk to Porter Hunsley. 2nd walk issued in the inning. And it's 1st and 2nd now with only 1 out. And it brings up Trevor Rounds, who walked in his first trip to the plate. Because Martin's also thrown 30 innings this year. He's got 12 relief appearances and only 1 start. You got to believe that unless his arm is hurting him, which he's playing third, so you would think it would feel okay, that he is probably going to be the guy in relief of Jack Peterson. As that pitch will miss low. I think the catcher and Bubba Peterson's not happy with that first pitch call the ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll be dropping over for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. We thought maybe even though Peterson caught it low, that it crossed the plates at the knees or above. Here's the 1-1 pitch now to Rounds. That one's fouled over and to the third base side. The count's now 1-2. 2-0 lead for the Eights here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-2 count and 1 out here in this inning. The run already scored, but Peterson is just a ground ball away from sending us to the fifth. 1-2 pitch. A high leg kick and the throw from Peterson misses low, and the count's 2-2. Sizable gap between the shortstop and third baseman. Left side of the infield for Rounds. 2-2 pitch. Fouls that one back on the curveball. Stays alive at 2-2. And he'll force Peterson to throw another pitch. If Post State ends up winning this game, we'll have coverage of the state tournament in 4 Post State games. This will hit Rounds to load the bases on a 2-2 pitch. Off speed that hits Rounds, so it doesn't do much damage to him. And he is off for the second time, and it's Carter Shufflebein to try and make this a 3-0 lead or more for Post State. Time is called. Jack Peterson, he's standing off the mound right now. Tommy Martin, well, they're going to have a full infield meeting right now for Huron. Got to talk things through here for this Post 7 team. You don't feel like it's danger territory, but I think if you're a Huron fan, you probably are feeling a little bit more nervous about how this inning can go. Because the doors can be blown open with a drive to the gap somewhere by Shufflebein. And a crooked number at the halfway point of this baseball game might find yourself in a really good spot to make the state tournament. Shufflebein is 0 for 2. He flew out to center field to lead off the bottom of the first. Then he grounded into a fielder's choice and came around to score the game's first run in that third inning. First pitch swinging. That's a line shot to center field. That is going to get down for a base hit. 1 run will score. They're going to send the next run. The throw will come in to third. The throw, he is going to be out at third as Rounds. Shufflebein will move up to second, but it is a 2 RBI single for Carter Shufflebein to make it a 4-0 lead. Rounds is thrown out trying to get to third. But Shufflebein does drive in those 2 runs. He takes second on the throw. 2 away for Sutton Sunshine, but a big 2 RBI hits. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Sutton Sunshine. Really good piece of hitting for Shufflebein. A hard line drive that dropped in, and good read by both Porter Hunsley and Grayson Hunsley. Well, Grayson Hunsley at third, he was going to score regardless, but Porter Hunsley with a good read to score from second on that base hit, as the count's now 1-1. So now a 4-0 advantage. 5 hits in the ball game for Post State. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. Sunshine a base hit can make this a 5-0 lead. 3 runs have scored here in the inning. 1-2 pitch. That's a base hit in the left field. Shufflebein will round third. He's going to try and score. The throw coming in. It's going to be up the line. Shufflebein scores standing up. It's a 5-0 lead for the Eights. And an RBI single for Sunshine. He ends up at second as well on the throw coming in. And a 4-run inning here for the Eights. The third time now in 3 games that the Eights have had a 5-0 lead on Huron. They have to do what they did in the second game and control the lead after leading 5-0. That'll miss inside for ball 1. They led 5-0 after 4 in game 1. They ended up being 6-0 after the top of the 6 in game 2. But here we are playing game number 3. Everyone's off the end of the bat, is grounded down, fouled down the first base line. And the count's 1-1 here to Dawson Getz, who is 2 for 2 in this ball game with an RBI double. They got the Eights on the scoreboard in the bottom of the third. He's got 2 doubles today and overall 4 hits here in the postseason for the Eights. Here's the 1-1. Fly ball towards right field. Oakley Anderson will move in to make the catch, and that will put an end to the inning. But a 4-run 4th inning for Post State makes this a 5-0 lead as we're halfway home in Game 3 of the Best of 3 series. Back in a minute. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
When you bank with First Fidelity, we reinvest your deposit right back into our community. We make loans to local families, farms, and small businesses. Community reinvestment is one of our basic purposes. It's vital to the local economy. It also helps grow our community. Stop by one of our branches today. First Fidelity Bank, first-class banking on a first-name basis. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Online at ffb-sd.com.
Top of the 5th inning, Post State has a 5-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. J.J. Buckles, 54 pitches through 4 innings, 51 pitches remaining. Basically the halfway point of the ball game. He's got basically half of his pitches left as the first pitch is cut on and missed by Tommy Martin for strike 1. Mentioned too, Post State will have coverage of all Post State games on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. As the 0-1 pitch will be over for strike 2. We will not be able to have video for you, but we will still be streaming on YouTube at KCCR Sports. But we'll be able to, we'll put it on YouTube if that is your normal way of streaming us. As the 0-2 just misses outside, and the count's now 1-2. You can also catch us on KCCRradio.com. But it will be a logo screen for you to listen to the games. That one's grounded foul to the third base dugout, and it was picked up on the bare hand by Bubba Peterson, who threw it back to J.J. Buckles. And he'll throw the 1-2 pitch again to Tommy Martin. Stays upstairs, and the count's now 2-2. Right now, if nothing changes, seed-wise, Pierre will play at 1 o'clock next Tuesday. If anything changes seed-wise, they can play at 7 o'clock against the host seed Watertown. And if there are 2 upsets, they can move up to the 5 seed, which will be at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. And that would, if, again, the way things are looking right now, the bottom of the 6th for Brandon Valley leading 3-0, they would play Brandon Valley in the first round. Swing and a miss. Tommy Martin is striking out, swinging. 1 down here in the top of the 5th. To bring up Gabe Waldner, the number 8 man in the batting order. 5 strikeouts now for J.J. Buckles. The first pitch, that'll be missing for ball 1. It's a, and if you've not seen the bracket over the last couple of years, it's a normal, 1 through 8 bracket, but they play game 1 and 2 as the first and third spot in the bracket. And then it's games 3 and 4, which is the second spot and the last spot of the bracket. So they kind of mix things around bracket-wise. So instead of going, 1-8, 4-5, 2-7, 3-6, they'll go with 1-8, 2-7, then it'll be 4-5, and then 3-6. Because the host team, regardless of what seed they are the final game of day number 1. 2-1 pitches upstairs, and the count's 3-1 now to Gabe Wallner. So that's why we know that Post 22 is playing the first game of the day at 10 o'clock. Then Yankton will play the second game as a number 2 seed at 1 o'clock. And then Watertown will play the last game, just leaping and unable to make the catch is Carter Scheffelbein at second. And a base hit, 1-out single for Gabe Wallner. Hit that one right over the head of Scheffelbein, who maybe about 4 or 5 inches of growth will be the reason why he makes that catch. But otherwise, it is a base hit in the right center field. And Oakley Anderson now to the plate, who drew a walk. What else is new today? He's been on base all 4 times today, 3 walks and hit by pitch. And he will see strike 1. So he's behind the count for the first time today. And he might actually have to swing the bat at the plate. He's not had to worry about, other than being hit by a pitch, he's not had to worry about swinging the bat. 0-1 pitch, he'll swing and he'll ground that one foul. And the count's now 0-2. And if the Eights can finish out a win, we're in the top of the 5th. They've got 1 out here in the 5th, so they've got 7 outs, or make that 8 outs still to get. As this will be popped up on the infield to the right side. Carter Scheffelbein, the edge of the infield dirt, will make the catch, and there's now 2 down. And it will bring up the top of the order, and Trace wins. Post 22, they lost in 8 innings. Veterans Classic Friday night in Rapid City, 3-2 to Post 22. They did not play Yankton. They split with Watertown. The 4-seed Brandon Valley they split with. The 5-seed Renner they split with, and should have won both games because they didn't give up an earned run against Renner on the road and end up splitting that doubleheader. They split with Sioux Falls East after being walked off by East. Harrisburg, who's in, they went 0-2 against them, but they're the lower C. This is going to be flown out to center field. Porter Hunsley is there in 5 shutout innings for J.J. Buckles. It is a 4-0 lead for Post 8. Make that a 5-0 lead for Post 8. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 5-0 for Post 8 over Huron. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Want technology solutions you can trust from a neighbor you know? Comtech, locally owned and serving Pierre and surrounding area since 2009, is dedicated to keeping your home, farm, and business connected and secure. We offer a full range of services, from audio and video, security, surveillance, and networking with expert installation and support. Visit our storefront, call us at 605-224-4066, or visit our website, comtechplus.com, to experience the Comtech difference. Comtech, your local technology experts.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
As we welcome you back, we have a new man on the mound. Tommy Martin will take over here in the bottom of the 5th, and Post 8 leading 5-0. There are changes defensively all the way around here for this Huron team. I'm trying to see who the second baseman is. As Martin will move over to the mound, Lane Wenzel will move to third from first. Porish will move to first from second, which means there's a new man at second base. As that will be, I believe, number 2, which would be Brady Feenstra, which is the DH, so there will be no change to the batting order. And Jack Peterson is just out for the ball game. Cooper Twilliger will lead things off. The cleanup man in the batting order, leadoff man here in the bottom of the fifth. As we get you totals for Jack Peterson, who went 4 innings. This will be popped foul on the left side, and it'll get out of play. Left of us, right side of the field. 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned for Peterson. 3 walks and a strikeout in 68 pitches. And Tommy Martin, who is making his 13th relief appearance of the summer and 14th appearance overall, has an 0-2 count ahead of Cooper Twilliger. We mentioned his stats just a little bit ago. He threw 30 innings so far in those first 13 appearances, as the count remains at 0-2. 45 hits, 32 runs, 22 of them earned, 14 walks, 17 strikeouts, a 5.13 ERA, and a 1.97 whip, and a 338 batting average against. That 0-2 pitch will bounce missing low for ball 1, and the count's now 1-2. They are at the top of the 7th between Brandon Valley and Aberdeen. It's a 3-1 lead for Brandon Valley. They are the visitors in this ball game, so they will still have to get Aberdeen out in the bottom of the 7th, but can add to their 3-1 lead as it stands right now. Cooper Twilliger will fly this one out to right field. That one will get out of play. But good contact there from Twilliger. J.J. Buchholz, meanwhile, he had 70 pitches through 5 innings, so he still has another 35 to go to try and get through the 6th and 7th. And Twilliger will pop this one up, got off the end of the bat. First baseman will call for it, and Porish will make the catch, and there is now 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Rich Leinbach now to the plate. So defensively, Waldner's the only guy that remains in the same spot in the infield, besides Bubba Peterson behind the plate. Lane Winslow's at third, Waldner's at short, Brady Feenster's at second, and Andy Porish at first. Martin delivers the first pitch to Leinbach, who will sky this out towards right center field. Oakley Anderson is right there to make the catch, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th, and it will bring up Charlie Simpson. Simpson is 0 for 2, flew out to left and ground out to the third baseman in his 2 trips to the plate. He did move Leinbach over to third on that ground out, which he came in to score part of the 4-run 4th inning for the A's. They give them a 5-0 lead as it stands right now here in the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch missing just upstairs for ball 1. Three RBIs in game 1 of the day for Charlie Simpson. Counts now 2-0. And so far, 4 runs driven in on the playoffs for the post-take catcher. He'll get a base hit here. That's out towards right center field. Simpson will round first, and he'll pull up with a 2-out single. He's now 1 for 3 in the ball game. And it brings up Grayson Hunsley with a runner on and 2 outs. He had an RBI single, as he's 1 for 2. Hunsley with 3 hits today and 4 overall. First pitch will bounce in for ball 1. It is a 4-1 lead for Brandon Valley when they're still in the top of the 7th inning. Thought maybe they're running off the field to get the bottom of the 7th rolling, but they're still in the top of the 7th. Brandon Valley leads 4-1. Here's a ground ball on the left side. This will be fielded by the shortstop. The throw 2-second for the easy force out to retire the side. Here to end the bottom of the 5th. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left on base. We head to the top of the 6th. It is a 5-0 lead for Post 8 at the end of 5. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at EnvirotechWaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
When life throws you a curveball, May Adam Law Firm in Pierre is here to help you knock it out of the park. For over 130 years, we've been providing trusted legal expertise in business, family law, criminal defense, and more. Proud sponsors of this season's baseball action, we're committed to serving our community both on and off the field. Need legal advice? Step up to the plate with May Adam Law Firm. Visit mayadam.net or call today. May Adam, South Dakota's law firm since 1881.
Top of the sixth, Post 8 with a 5-0 advantage on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Other scores, there's just 2 other games going on right now before Renner and Sioux Falls West continue their first-round series. But Post 320, the 11th seed, is leading the 6th seed 1-0 in the bottom of the third. They're the home team in game number 2 as they're looking for a sweep and an upset of Sioux Falls East, which will then upset the seedings to follow along in the line all the way down. That would move up the winner of this series and Harrisburg, who has already beaten Brookings. Everybody will move up a spot if that would be the case. First pitch swinging and a pop-up on the left side as it'll be Ridge Leinbach that will come in, call off. Dawson gets 1 pitch and 1 out as Leindecker will give the first out in the top of the 6th inning. 71 pitches now for J.J. Buckles. He's got 34 to work with, and he's got 5 outs to go if he wants to try for a complete game. Bubba Peterson, who is 0 for 1, he struck out looking in the first and walked in the 4th. First pitch. Might have missed upstairs for ball 1. Andy Porish will be on deck. 2, 3, and 4 for Huron, but number 2 has already been retired. This will be upstairs, and the count's 2-0. And Brandon Valley is 3 outs away as they're in the bottom of the 7th to try and advance as the number 4 seed. This will be skied up on the left side. Grayson Hunsley calling for it. He's in fair territory. He'll make the catch, and 2 down. Now here in the top of the 6th inning. Now here's Andy Porish. Porish is 0 for 2. Ground out to the first baseman, Terwilliger to lead off the second, and then he flew out to the center fielder, Porter Hunsley. Here's the first pitch from Buckles to Porish. Ground ball over the first base. Terwilliger will field. He's going to take it himself, and that is 6 shutout innings for J.J. Buckles. And the Eights will be 3 outs away from advancing to the state tournament when they go to the 7th inning. But will they lead by 5, or will it be a bigger lead for Post 8? They lead at 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
It is the bottom of the 6th and a 5-0 lead for Post 8 on American Family Insurance, Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard, and they will have 8, 9, and 1 to try and add on to it. And 5 runs, they can score 5 runs here in the bottom of the 6th and send us home an inning early and send themselves to Watertown next Tuesday for the first round of the state tournament. It is 4-1 for Brandon Valley over Aberdeen in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out. If Brandon Valley wins that game, they will advance to the state tournament. and will be the 4 seed, and the top 4 seeds will be set. Renner and Sioux Falls West are yet to get underway. Post 320, has a 2-0 lead. They had it sitting at 3-0, but it ends up only being a 2-0 lead, as the first pitch will miss for ball 1, but they still have a 2-0 lead through 3 innings over Sioux Falls East. So if that score would hold, as Hunsley hits a sharp ground ball, one-hopper right in front of the third baseman and Wenzel, who makes the play, and Hunsley hit that one on the nose for the first out. And a 5-3 ground out. And now here's Trevor Rounds, who's been on base twice with a walk and a hit by pitch. If post 320 would upset East, that would move Pierre to the number 6 seed, as they would be then playing the 7 o'clock final game of day 1, Tuesday night, against Watertown. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Rounds. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. Now, of course, if Huron would come back and win and that score would hold up for 320, Huron would be the 7 seed and not the 8 seed, because 320 is the seed below them, and they would push Huron up past the 8 seed. Harrisburg would move up 2 spots to the number 6 seed and would take on Watertown in the first round. 1-2 pitch is fouled away by Rounds out of play. But the only thing that we know for sure right now is that post 22 is the number 1 seed, Yankton is the number 2 seed, and Watertown is the number 3 seed. And Harrisburg is into the state tournament. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now 2-2. Everything else is still up to be decided. Brandon Valley is 2 outs away from making it. Everything else still needs to be determined before we put the bracket fully together. That'll hit Rounds again. That's the 2nd time that he has been hit in this game. 3rd time he's been on base, and the 3rd time he's been hit today. And the number 9 man is, while he doesn't have a hit, he's been very successful getting on base. He reached on a fielder's choice, went 0 for 3 in game 1, getting hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 0 with a walk and 2 hit by pitches in this game. And it's Carter Scheffelbein to the plate. Ground ball on the right side. That is through for a base hit. Rounds will round second. He's on his way to third. Anderson double clutch. The throw coming in. It'll get away from the third baseman. Scheffelbein went to second regardless of where the throw went. And that ball almost skipped underneath the railing to get underneath and into the dugout, which would have scored Rounds. But instead it's second and third on the base hit. There is no air on the throw. Now they're actually going to talk about the ball got lodged in there. They did pick it out from being lodged underneath the railing, and that's what Coach Iverson is wanting to talk about. Because if it could be a dead ball, they're not going to allow the run to score. But it still is second and third with only 1 out. It is a second hit of the ball game for Scheffelbein. Brandon Valley, by the way, has won 4-1, so they advance. So there are now 5 teams of the 8 have clinched a spot to the playoffs. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Sutton Sunshine, who is 1 for 3 with an RBI single. It's an 0-2 count now to Sutton Sunshine. But Brandon Valley sweeps Aberdeen with a 4-1 victory in game 2. Sunshine lines that one out to left. Diving, it can't make the catch. It gets away from the left fielder. 2 runs are going to score. It's a 7-0 lead. Sunshine's got a 2 RBI double. And the 8s have a touchdown advantage over Huron. 3 RBIs in the ball game for Sunshine. Another extra base hit for the 8s. And now they're 3 runs away, or 3 outs away, from advancing to the state tournament. There's a ground ball back up the middle. Base hit for Dawson Getz. Sunshine will round third. He's going to try and score. The throw to the plate, that's going to be on the money. And a tag applied to get him out at home. Getz will take second on the throw, but a really strong throw from the center fielder in Wentz to get Sunshine out at the plate. And if you're Coach Iverson, you send Sunshine 10 out of 10 times, because 9 out of 10 times that throw is just a little bit off. It's going to score the run. But a base hit for Getz. 8-2 on the throw out of Sunshine. This will hit the back of Cooper Terwilliger, who will reach base, and it's now first and second with 2 outs. And it brings up Ridge Leimbach. They are just getting started out in Renner for game 1 to resume. It's a 3-1 Sioux Falls West lead in the bottom of the second, starting the bottom of the second. That is also a lower seed beating a higher seed. Leimbach will sky this out to right field. Oakley Anderson will make the catch, puts an end to the inning, but the Eights put up another 2 big runs in the inning to now lead 7-0 as we head to the top of the 7th. 3 outs away from the Eights returning back to the state tournament. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube on KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station as we are past 5 o'clock, and Post 8 is now 3 outs away from advancing the state tournament for the first time since 2022. Things, I wouldn't say looked bleak, but they didn't look great last night around 9 o'clock when the Eights lost 8-6 and had 6 errors in the ballgame. Things have looked a lot better with a 9-3 win in game 1, and they led 9-0 before those 3 runs scored, and now have a 7-0 lead, and J.J. Buckles has 30 pitches to work with. Probably unlikely that he gets all 3 outs in 4 pitches, but if you would stay under 80, you have everybody available to start on Tuesday of the state tournament. Well, the first pitch is grounded over to Dawson Getz, 1 pitch and 1 out, and the Eights 2 outs away from a return trip to the state tournament. Ridge Leimbach will be unavailable to pitch on day 1 of the state tournament, but he'd be the only guy right now. If J.J. Buckles, which we assume that he'll get above 80 because he's got 76 right now, as Brady Feenstra will come to the plate. First pitch will be upstairs for ball 1. If he does reach that 80 pitch plateau, well, actually everybody still would be available as there'll be 4 days off. So everybody could still be available to pitch day 1 of the state tournament, regardless of how many pitches J.J. Buckles throws or not, as the counts 1-1 here to Brady Feenstra. This Post 8 team has been a kind of a wild, fun ride in this summer as it counts 2-1. We've seen some highs and some lows for this Post 8 squad. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and the count's now 2-2. There is 0 team in the state tournament that you feel like the Post 8 can't beat. The 2-2 pitch, that one just misses for ball 3. Harrisburg's the only team that you've played and haven't beaten in the state tournament, regardless of what happens between Renner and Sioux Falls West and then Sioux Falls East and Post 320. other than that one loss to Post 22. That one will be taken for strike 3 at the top of the zone. There are now 2 down, and the Eights are an out away from going back to the state tournament. But you came into this best-of-3 series while Post State felt like they could beat anybody. It wasn't such a certainty that the Eights were going to win in this series against Huron. They got a loss to Aberdeen and a 10-run loss, as there's a foul ball that counts 1-1. And this Post State squad, they can have a lot of momentum going into the state tournament. 1 out away from getting back to the state tournament. 1-1 pitch. That is lined out towards center field. Coming in, Hunsley dives and roll Eights to the state tournament. And exclamation points. The Eights win back-to-back games today. And they're going back to the state tournament for the first time since 2022. A heck of a diving catch by Porter Hunsley to win the ball game. A 7-0 shutout win for J.J. Buckles. And we will see you in Watertown on Tuesday. 7-0 final score. Back in 2 minutes to wrap it up from Hyde Stadium. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre.
Swing for the fences with a great deal from Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. Whether you need a powerful truck, a fuel-efficient sedan, or a spacious SUV, they've got the perfect lineup to keep you on the road and in the game. Don't strike out. Stop by today or visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, where the best deals in town are always in play.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
We welcome you back. It is a final score. Post State will advance to the state tournament for the first time since 2022 with a 7-0 dominating performance from J.J. Buckles, a 2-hit shutout. 4 guys left on base, 4 over the minimum for J.J. Buckles in this ballgame. An incredible outing on 83 pitches, 7 innings, 2 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 83 pitches for J.J. Buckles. He got the help in the third inning, get the Eights the lead with a Dawson Getz RBI double. Then Post State struck for 4 runs in the fourth with a 2 RBI single, make that an RBI single from Grayson Hunsley, followed by a 2 RBI single for Carter Shufflebine. And then Sutton Sunshine made it 5-0 with an RBI single. And then in the bottom of the 6th, the exclamation point put on by Sutton Sunshine and a 2 RBI double to make it 7-0. And then a 1-2-3 7th inning, highlighted by a diving catch by Porter Hunsley to finish out the ball game. And J.J. Buckles retires the last 8 straight to finish out the win for Post State. They were down 8-6 loss in game 1, 6-error performance in game 1 by Post State, and it wasn't the lowest of low that they've had all season, but it felt pretty low last night. But you knew that Post State could look in the mirror and say that was on us. No offense to Huron, but we lost that game. Huron didn't take that win. They took advantage of the mistakes we made, but if we don't make mistakes, we're going to win 2 ball games. The confidence was there for Post State. They got on the board early on in game 1 of today. Game 2 of the series, they took a 3-0 lead right away, carried it to a 9-3 win in the first game, and then ends up winning the series with a 7-0 win after Huron was sitting on top of their confidence as high as they were all season. They were as confident as ever coming into this game 2. But the best thing about what happened about last night is that you got a night to sleep on it and a chance to wake up, refresh, and restart today. And Post State did not let that go against them. They took advantage of a day break, and they win both games today and advance to the state tournament with a 7-0 win in game number 3. And will advance to the state tournament to face, right now, it would be Yankton in the 2-7 matchup at 1 o'clock. That's not a given, although Brandon Valley is a 4 seed. The top 4 seeds are set, so only 2 matches remaining that are still going on. Renner and Sioux Falls West, which they're in game 1, but it is Post 320 and Sioux Falls East also playing. If the 8s, or if Post 320 win, the 8s will move up a spot. If Sioux Falls West wins, they'll move up 2 spots. So as we look, it's still a 2-0 lead for Post 320 right now. In the bottom of the 4th, they have 9 outs to go for Post 320 to get the upset. They can move up to the 6 seed to take on Watertown at 7 o'clock, or they can move all the way up to the 5 seed if Post 320 and West win. Then they'll play at 4 o'clock Tuesday against Brandon Valley in the first game. If none of those go the way that move them up, then they know they're facing Yankton. The only team they know they're not going to face is Post 22. They cannot face Post 22 in the first round, but they can face any of the other 3 teams that are already in. Harrisburg joins Post State as the 7 and 8 seed to win. They're waiting to see if they move up or not and where they will fall in line in the first round of the playoffs of the state tournament next Tuesday in Watertown. Again, we'll have coverage on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Although it will be a still image, we can't have video, but we can still be streaming on YouTube. If that is where you sometimes maybe stream the games, even when you're not watching, you might still be listening on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We'll have that as well for you to hear and listen to Post State baseball from the state tournament in Watertown. What a heck of a job by Rich Leinbach in game 1 of the day today. Will Danberg, who started game 1, he did his job to win game 1. The 8s didn't get that win, but Rich Leinbach gets the win in 6 innings pitched. In 101 pitches, he had 11 strikeouts. Parker O'Brien got the final 3 outs of that second game of the best of 3 series. And then J.J. Buckles, as cool and as steady as ever, he goes 7 innings with 2 hits and a shutout, 3 walks and 6 strikeouts on 83 pitches to win the ball game 7-0 and get the 8s to the state tournament for the first time since 2022. So again, we'll let you know tomorrow, and also it's not a guarantee that we'll know by the end of the night tonight, because if Renner and Sioux Falls West would split and Sioux Falls East comes back and beats Post 320, they still got to play game 3 tomorrow. So we may not know exactly where the 8s fall in and where they will play going into Friday morning, but we will know by the end of Friday who their first round opponent will be, and we'll have that game for you regardless if it's at 10, well, it won't be 10 a.m., if it's at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or 7 o'clock, we'll have that game for you on KCCR. We'll let you know as soon as we do. But that'll wrap things up for us here from Hyde Stadium. Another season is done here at Hyde for Post State baseball, as they will travel to Watertown in their state tournaments, and no more high school baseball or Legion baseball games here at Hyde Stadium until 2026. But another fun ride here at Hyde Stadium. But we will be in Watertown coming up next week, Tuesday, for Post States in their first round of the state tournament. I want to say thanks to Drew McIntyre back at the station. John McClure here signing off. It was a 9-3 win in Game 2 of the series to force Game 3, and the Eights are rolling to the state tournament. 7-0 win over Huron to clinch a spot in the state tournament as we say so long from Hyde Stadium.
You've been listening to Post-8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post-8 Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, True Green Chemlon, Edward Jones Financial, Overhead Door, Todd's Electric, Shane's Pharmacy, Jaeger, AGE, First Fidelity, State Farm Becky Pottseva Agency, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, Egtegra, Ferding Electric, Envirotech, Kruger Climate Systems, Stalkin Peterson LLP, Wagner Auto, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, Gales Gas, First United Methodist Church, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, Beck Motors, May Adam, American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Lamb Motors, Bank West, CHS River Plains, Faith Lutheran Church, Graham Tire, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Venture Communications, and the American of Fort Pierre. Join us all season on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports for more Post-8 Baseball. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South Dakota.